Hello everybody, Wild here, and in this episode we will be focusing on creating an AI for a second paddle. There are actually many ways to do this. The way we will do it is the easiest but has pretty impressive results. The way in which we will do it is by setting the paddle's velocity to be the same as the ball's velocity. However, we want to cap the paddle's velocity, which we can change in order to make a range of difficulties. Using the physics bodies that we made earlier in the series, we will be able to access values to do just that. PHASER makes this very simple to achieve. Again, there are other ways to do this which offer better results, but this is a very simple way of doing it. We will then play with the difficulty of the game and adjusting it to what feels better. We can change the size of the paddles, the speed of the ball, and the speed at which the paddles can move. We can use these elements to fine tune our game. This is all pretty simple, so let's move on to the code. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is set the paddle's velocity to be the same as the ball's velocity. So we can go right down in our update function, and in here we can do just that. We say paddle to dot body dot velocity dot set to, and we'll set that to ball dot body dot velocity dot y. So this just sets the velocity of the ball to the paddle to velocity. We're actually setting that to x and the y-axis, so that means the paddle will actually move. If I actually launch the game right now, you can see that the paddle starts moving on the x-axis. So we need to make sure that that doesn't happen. So we say paddle to dot body dot velocity dot x. So that just makes it not move on the x-axis. The velocity on the x-axis is always going to be null. So now we need to actually set that cap that we talked about earlier. So this just makes sure that it does not go faster. Let's say ball dot body, paddle to dot body, the max velocity dot y on the y-axis. We'll set 250. So that means it cannot go faster than 250. So actually went ahead and reset the game. We can see that the paddle actually moves with the ball at a certain velocity. But however, this is really difficult. It's actually impossible. So what we want to do is actually change some of the elements. So now we can go ahead and change that. So first of all, let's make our paddles smaller. So just right below our paddle movable statement, in our create paddle function, we can set the scale when we actually create the paddle. So we say paddle dot scale dot set to 0.5 and 0.5. That's going to make it smaller by 50%. So actually go ahead and refresh the game. You can see our paddles are a lot tinier. And now it's actually possible. But as you can see, the second paddle has kind of a space here, and that's because of the way we are positioning it. We can say here that we are setting it to game.order width -16, which we want that to 8 because we've halved the size. So now if you actually refresh the game, you can see that it looks just fine, and it's actually possible, but it's a bit difficult. And there we go. And we just go there. If we check the console, go ahead into the console, you can see player 1 scores right here. So that was pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and if you would like to never miss content from my channel, I upload weekly, then please go ahead and subscribe. I would love to hear your feedback in the comments, and until next time, goodbye.